Hello, everyone on Earth. If you can hear this, congratulations, you are alive. And because you are alive, I have something that I need to tell you. It doesn't matter what my name is because I am not my name. I am not my body, and I am not my thoughts and ideas on what I think and believe life is. I am a soul. I am infinite, yet I am nothing. I am all of creation. I am you. On February 26th of 2012, I was encountered by extraterrestrials known as the Watchers. They used to be known as the Anunnaki, but they have ascended into light being form and are known as the Watchers now. These beings have introduced me to a greater understanding of who I am, which is who you are, because we are everything in creation, and the idea or the notion of thinking that you are who you think you are is an illusion, because the reality of the truth is I am you and you are me. These beings have touched me with a greater energy of source. And what I mean by source is the source of all creation, the energy that has birthed everything into creation. People think that they understand this notion of God, but they don't understand what God really is, because to understand what God really is to understand that God is you, God is me, God is every being, cosmic being of higher intelligence, which is what mankind is to Earth. But there is only one source God, and this source God is the source of all creation. So in saying that you love God, that is only saying that you love yourself. However, to say that you love source God, the infinite source creator God, is to say that you still love yourself, but you are loving the greatest infinite part of yourself. To love the God part of yourself, which is this physical vessel, this physical being, physical body, is the least the least amount of yourself. It's the least part of yourself. It's the most limited part of yourself. We are not our minds. We are not our bodies. We are everything in creation. So in being touched by this source energy, these beings have introduced me into another way of thinking and another way of speaking. And I have some new terminology that I need to interject into our collective consciousness. So, if you are of higher mind, please listen carefully, because the way that we speak and articulate this world determines our level of consciousness on how we evolve or ascend in consciousness in this world. Okay, so we don't have these words into our All right, so if it gets a little weird, I'm gonna have to put some clips together, because my phone is acting stupid and cutting off. So let me try and get as much out as possible. So let me go into these new ways of speaking, these higher mind ways of speaking, that these beings have clued me into, and evolved my mind into a higher mind. My mind is sixth dimensional. I think in it from a sixth dimensional frame of mind. I don't have very much ego. So the one thing is, most people say, when you say, who are you? They say, I am blase, blase, blah. I am whatever the name is. I am whatever race, whatever nationality, whatever. I am whatever we have created for ourselves to think and believe that we are individually and collectively speaking. But we are not these things. These are all categories and labels that do not exist. They are ideas to help us articulate and understand this reality. However, nothing in this reality is real. So I'm going to speak from the starseed perspective, and I'll go into what a starseed is at another time. But if you were to ask me, who am I wouldn't respond with the normal response. I would respond with, I am you. I am you and everything in creation. I am a soul. I am an infinite light being. I am all, yet I am nothing. And the correct terminology for understanding who I am is to say I am but you and universal reflection of self. Universal reflection of self is our truest self because it includes everything in creation. It includes the stars. It includes everything in the universe. It includes extraterrestrials. It includes everything that we know. It includes everything that we don't know. It includes everything that we can see. And it also includes everything that we cannot see as yet. I am but you in universal reflection of self. I am not me. I am not who you think I am. I am not who you believe me to be. I am but you in universal reflection of self. Now, excuse me, I have a little cold. Now, that is one of the things that they have taught me. Now, another thing that they have taught me is they have taught me what this reality is, and it has a name. And they said that the name of this reality is called the holographic live world soul simulation experience of Earth. Now, let me go ahead and rewind that one more time because I think you need to hear it again. The name of this reality is called the holographic live world soul simulation experience of Earth. We are here to learn lessons for the soul. This is a school for the individual, thus collective soul, to ascend in consciousness and to grow to be in equilibrium with not only Mother Nature, which is itself, but also the universal soul, which is itself. If we are not vibing in equilibrium with ourselves, each other, Mother Nature, planet Earth, and the universe, then we are out of sync, period. And if you look around, mankind is out of sync with itself, which is why we are in chaos. This is why we're out of sync also with Mother Nature, which is why we're out of sync with planet Earth, which is also why we're out of sync with the universe. However, the universal soul is always in control. The ego thinks that it's in control. We have two states of consciousness while we are on Earth, while we are in physical body. We have our mental / ego consciousness, which is limited and we shouldn't follow it. And then we have our infinite universal consciousness, which is our heart and soul. This is why we are supposed to follow our heart and listen to our soul, as opposed to following what stray thoughts come into our mind and end up listening to our ego. Our ego will always get us into trouble if we are not following our heart first. So, to follow the heart, you have to let go of the mind. You have to let go of everything that you have been taught to think and believe you are, because you are not these things. You have to revert back to your most open part of your conscious self, which is your childhood self, your childlike consciousness, which is open to everything. It's not closed off to anything. A child does not know race, does not know nationality, does not know any of the things that we separate ourselves from, because none of these things exist. We end up learning these things, and we identify ourselves with these things, but we are not these things. So in actuality, a child is more consciously aware of the truth than an adult is, because an adult has been taught to chip away all of these things into their consciousness, which lowers their consciousness. But a child is open to everything, and it's like a sponge, just soaking in everything from the universe. And we're nothing but energy, you know? The fact that we are able to communicate gives us the crutch of lowering our consciousness, because it is not being used in the way that it's supposed to be used. So I'm going to stop here because I don't want this video to be too long, but I'm going to go into different videos and explain this reality a little bit more, and hopefully it'll help somebody to be able to understand more from my walk in understanding life and my walk with the Watchers and being touched by Source. I have a duty in understanding what I understand to give this knowledge and information to you all, because knowledge is meant to be shared, and those who hoard knowledge for the purposes of power are not hoarding knowledge away from us. They're hoarding knowledge away from themselves. They're just too ignorant to understand that what we do to others, we are not doing to others. We only think that we are doing to others because that's what the eyes and the mind see and understand. But the heart and soul always understands that others don't exist. All that exists is self. If you can learn to see the air, you will see that we are infinitely connected to everything. The air touches everything. The air touches everything on this planet. Space touches everything in space. There is never a separation at all from anything. When you look up at the stars, you are not looking at a star, you are looking at yourself in reflection. When you look at the moon, you're not looking at the moon. You think you're looking at the moon. You believe you're looking at the moon, but what you're looking at is yourself in reflection. When you see another person, you are not looking at another person. That is what you were taught to see. That is what your mind sees. That is what your eyes see and your mind believes, but that is not what's happening. You are only looking at another portion of yourself. We are infinitely connected to everything in creation. Everything has a divine purpose. We all have a divine purpose for being here. Every animal has a divine purpose. Everything falls into perfect alignment in order because we are everything. There is no such thing as separation. The idea of separation that has been grained into our minds is a lie. We are infinitely connected to everything, past, present, and all possible futures. There is not one possible futures. There's an infinite amount of possible futures, and we create the future that is going to happen with the actions that we have in the present today. So if we want to create peace, peace cannot be created unless we change the way that we think on this reality. And the only way to change the way that we think on reality is to step out of the illusion of what we've created this reality to step out of the illusion of what we've created this reality to be, to really see what this reality is. Because you're looking at what you think is a black guy with a hoodie and a sweater and glasses with really, really nice lips, by the way. However, you're not looking at a black guy. You're not even looking at me. What you're looking at is yourself in reflection. We are one. We are one. We are one universal. We are one collective mind. We are one global body. We are one universal soul. We are one. One with all creation. To understand the truth of reality, you have to understand the concept of the one. You have to understand the real concept of one and oneness and what it means. If you can think from a concept of oneness, one does not have a race. When you say I am one, can you say that one has a race? Can you say that one has a nationality? Can you say that one has a Religion? No, none of these things exist. Everything that exists in this reality exists for a reason, and it is all a part of you. It is the all consciousness. The only thing that's real is energy, frequency, vibration, and consciousness. So if you are not working to raise your level of consciousness, then you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing while you are in this reality. So you need to back up, stop thinking, let all that shit go, and come back to the reality of the situation and realize why you were here. It is to learn, grow, and evolve your current state of consciousness into a greater state of consciousness, into a higher state of consciousness, because there is lower mind and there's higher mind. But if you don't understand what lower mind is, you're just going to go with lower mind and you're not even going to go into your higher mind. We're not here to be stuck in lower mind, individually or collectively. We're meant to rise into collective higher mind as one mind, one body, one universal soul. I will go into more later. Namaste.